Hi everybody, welcome to Raven Element. My name is Roses. Sorry that I have been gone for the last few weeks and haven't really done a reading. Just been really busy with a lot of stuff going on. I went to New Orleans and some acid bath a few weeks ago, and then I'm getting older now, so it took me a weekend to recover. I've been doing a lot of work at my day job and stuff like that. So I got a new cat. We've got a lot of things going on. Anyhow, I was called to actually do a reading. I usually wait until I'm called, even though I tried to keep it on this weekly schedule. I also wait until I'm called, and I was having some strange dreams again last night. I often, it's nothing new that I have dreams where I interact with the spirit world in some form or another. Usually I realize that I'm dreaming because I'm lucid dreaming, and then I'm able to tap into the spirit world. And for me, I've actually done a video on this, excuse me, getting choked up over here, quite a while ago on lucid dreaming. It was on my channel. I think I should get off public anyway. And so one of my biggest signs is flying. So that sort of happened in the dream. I was having a strange dream about being in some high school or something, and then went to walk down these stairs, and I was like, I could fly down these stairs. I don't have to walk down these stairs. And that was like my way of catching on to the fact that I was dreaming. And then from there, it kind of opened up this other spirit realm where I was speaking with these spirits that were sort of trapped there, of these like seniors in high school. It was really strange. But that's often what happens, is it follows some sort of storyline. I remember when I realized that I was a medium, because for me, my biggest way that they come to me is in my dreams. I've had many experiences with spirits on the physical plane here, but I generally don't see them. I can feel them, but I generally don't see them. It's kind of strange. The only time I've ever seen one is a dark entity, but we won't even get into that. But so when I first started realizing that I was a medium, I kept having every night stories of people coming to me and telling me how they died, and I was helping them cross over. And so a lot of dreams I do have, I'm helping them cross over to the other side, whatever that is. Like, I don't believe in heaven or any of that per se, but I do know there is some sort of other side that I'm helping these spirits cross over to. And so I'm sort of this go-between, and that's part of the reason that Raven Element exists. It's not just the tattoos, it's a combination of things. One of them is that my spirit animal is a raven, which is known to be an animal that can cross in between realms. Also because originally on my whole entire spiritual journey, I've always practiced more of a gray path. I'm not light and I'm not fully dark either. I don't know why this is actually going to be knowledge that's needed in this reading. Maybe it's something that someone needed to hear. Maybe someone's questioning their own spiritual path. Not really sure, but anyways, so intuitively, we'll do an intuitive reading before we get into the cards. I wasn't even sure if I really wanted to use cards today, actually, but when I woke up, well, first off, when I wake up from these dreams, sometimes I can be really groggy. It's like it takes me a while to come back, because I can still see the dream, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm still somewhat on that side. And oftentimes, if I don't dream journal, I will forget my dreams. There's a lot of people that say they can't remember their dreams, and for me, that's just wild, because I go through cycles where I can't remember, but for the most part, I do remember, and I have some really wild dreams. And it's not just always prophetic or spiritual or medium dreams. Sometimes just really crazy, like horror style movie dreams. But I know those are dreams, and I'm able to separate those out from, more of what I would consider more reality versus fiction, Maybe that's what this reading is about. Maybe someone is tapping into their medium gifts, and they're kind of questioning. I know I was when I first, all of my life, every house that I've lived in has been haunted. Up into the first house that we actually bought in 2012, it was a modular home. And no one had ever lived there. It had sit vacant for 6 months before we moved in. We obviously didn't own the land. It was inside of a park. And I still had a lot of poltergeist and PK and other spirit and dreams there, and that's when I started realizing. It took me all the way until like 2015 to realize that I was a medium. Like, ever since I was a child, I've had some strange dreams, and then also other things that go along with my psychic abilities, including being able to feel like when earthquakes are coming and stuff like that. Even tornadoes, I've done that when I lived in Missouri. So maybe one of you guys that are watching me are questioning your, if you're tapping into your medium, or if you are a medium. It definitely could be. The problem is that so many people come forward with these fake mediums, and I'm not even sure if they're completely fake or if they're just kind of crossing fiction over into their actual experiences. And so their experiences, especially a lot of people on YouTube, seem to get like blown up. And I've definitely have had some crazy poltergeist activity myself that would almost seem fictional. That I haven't, I've shared with small groups of people. I actually did have an autobiography that I wrote back in 2016 on my webpage. I took it down, but that some people might even consider a little bit fictional, depending on whether you're a skeptic or not. But it definitely happened, and for me, almost every single one of my experiences, I was not alone. So there were definitely witnesses to it, and other people in the house that were feeling the same strange things that can account and attest to all of this, including when I lived in my house in 2012. So if you're questioning if you're a medium, especially if they come to you in dreams, like the way that they come to me for the most part, it took me a long time to be able to open up to the physical realm of it. It's so much easier for me to slide into the astral when I'm sleeping, which also can be dangerous. That it took me a long time to develop my gifts, probably in the last 10 years, developing my gifts to be able to tap into these intuitive readings, tap more into tarot, tap more into the spiritual side of everything. And I can say that definitely it could be that some of you are mediums. And I know for me, a lot of what my abilities overlap. So it was hard for me to sort out, okay, this is clairvoyancy, this is clairtangency, or psychometry, however you want to call it. It's one and the same thing. Or this is clairsentience, because I am sensing it. And so a lot of times for me, it was just like a feeling. And so it's like I had to separate out all those separate feelings. I've taken psychic development classes. I've taken psychic shielding classes, which were really beneficial to me. especially if you work with energy on the level that I do. Because you're just walking around very open, and that can, you know, make you prone to attract different energies, right? So that you might be carrying along with you that you don't really want to carry along with you, including feelings if you're empathic. So in this dream, you know, I was getting, when I came out of it, I was hearing certain things like, well, first off, I saw a moth, which I've never seen in my house, which was kind of interesting. So there might be some kind of symbolism to that. I'm not personally picking up on it, but I felt like mentioning it because I think maybe it could be symbolic for somebody that's watching. And then I saw dust, like some kind of like the dust is getting stirred up is what I've heard, like the something going on in the past is coming back around again. It's getting stirred back up again is what I heard. Or maybe someone's stirring the pot on something that happened in the past. I was hearing that. And so, where was I? Like, yeah, dust stirring up, things of the past. I feel like I've been kind of somewhat swapping back into things that I used to do in the past that I just kind of like, it's not like I meant to get rid of them or stop doing them or any of those sort of things. Like, they weren't bad habits or anything like that. Just like, as an Aries, I just kind of like jump from one thing to another. So, sometimes like I will start projects or things and then I'll just like automatically move on to something else. Like for me, because I do so many crafts, it's like I'll start painting and then I'll be halfway through a painting and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make earrings now or something, just as an example. But then I will eventually at some point go back to, you know, finishing off the things that I haven't done. And so I feel like we're in a period where we're going back and finishing the things that we haven't done. And even though I have this deck, I'm looking at this card over here. I don't know why this is relevant, but I keep seeing it stand out to me. In a fog, fear, obligation, or guilt that makes you stay, get clarity. So maybe some of you are in a fog about something I definitely feel like there's questioning going on here.